baked cornbread, skillet cornbread with the really hard crust. Is it hot water cornbread? Hoecakes.
How about Johnny cakes?
Johnny cakes, kind of like hoecakes, same thing.
I'm Dr. Howard Conyers. On this episode of Nourish, we're talking cornbread. In Southern cuisine, one of the most spirited debates is cornbread. So today I wanted to get some expert opinions from one of my friends who really understands how to make something called hot water cornbread, Chef Hardette Harris.
Thank you for having me and to be here to chat about all things cornbread.
People have strong feelings on pretty much everything about cornbread. Preferences for cornmeal? Is it all yellow? Is it all white?
No, it can be white, it can be yellow, it could be blue.
Coarse, stone ground, or fine meal. And perhaps the biggest question, so is cornbread sweet?
Cornbread is not sweet. Well, speaking for the Harris family, from Melton, Louisiana, no sugar in our cornbread. My dad says if he wants a piece of cake, he'll have a piece of cake. Cornbread was to eat with something. So that may be why we just didn't even, consider eating cornbread that was sweet, because we weren't eating it like a snack. It went with soup, greens, peas, whatever it was, all the time.
One thing I like in cornbread is cracklings.
Cracklings, yes.
Crackling cornbread? Y'all have that up there where you
No,
live?
we didn't, but I have heard of it and I've seen it.
That's a very old recipe. So cracklings, when they were slaughtering hogs, cracklings come from the skin of the hog, and they render it down slowly so they have lard. But crackling was one of those useful byproducts. They would mix cracklings into the cornbread to add another flavor to that cornbread. We got all these things made with cornmeal in the South, and we have to thank our indigenous communities for bringing this ingredient to our Southern foodways. Native Americans first began domesticating wild grasses more than 8,000 years ago. These varieties became the earliest form of maize. By the early colonial period, corn was the staff of life on Southern tables, an essential companion to every meal.
When it comes to Southern dishes, we don't need a recipe. And that's kind of across the board with Southern cooks, especially from North Louisiana. I've seen people make cornbread almost with their eyes closed.
Let's do something that's a little less familiar in all parts of the South, but it's still a very popular dish.
All right, hot water cornbread is king in the South. Baked cornbread has egg and milk. That's a whole different thing. Hot water cornbread, it's only cornmeal, maybe salt and pepper, some other little spices, and boiling hot water, fried in hot oil. That is it. Putting the boiling hot water in here, Howard, you see how smooth that is?
Oh, yes.
This is what it needs to look like. I'm doing just a little bit at a time. Some people say, why a little bit at a time? I don't know, because that's what my mama did, I guess. And some people are serious about cornbread that it has to have these fingerprints in it. That's the sign of true Southern hot water cornbread. You have those fingerprints.
Oh, you marking your hot water cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
Your signature.
It's just like no one has the same fingerprints, right? Nice, beautiful golden brown. They'll go maybe 3 more minutes. We'll be ready to eat.
Another intense debate surrounding cornbread besides ingredients is how to cook it.
We're gonna make our skillet cornbread. Just plain cornbread and just regular baked cornbread, there's eggs. A little salt and pepper maybe. Some baking powder. I'm not really measuring that, Howard.
Okay.
You get the drift. And some flour.
I know in the old days, flour was not a thing common in the American
Right.
South. If they was using flour, it was making cakes and biscuits. So that was a very special thing.
Exactly. I usually use just the regular store-bought cornmeal, but today I'm using a specialty coarse ground cornmeal. So I think that's going to be really neat the way it comes out. So the last thing that goes in, have a little vegetable oil and melted butter. So this goes into a heated, see how hot and smoky it is? That's just butter. So that's going to give it that nice firm crust. Beautiful, beautiful. And this goes right in the oven.
What is a hoecake?
A hoecake got its name from individuals out in the fields or campsites or wherever they were, taking cornmeal, warm or hot water, and mixing it together, and that's it. And cooking it on the back of a hoe outside over maybe some fire. That's a hoecake.
That's a hoecake.
And putting my batter here. That's it. So I'm cooking it in crackling lard. Heaven. Look how beautiful that is. Got those crispy edges going. that nice brown. You can see it smoking, so we're getting good use out of our hoe cake pan. So Howard, go ahead and add that syrup. We got some cane syrup going today. If you're from the South, you know what cane syrup is.
When people think about cornbread, what are they thinking?
First of all, they're thinking what to eat it with. What are we gonna have with our cornbread? The most important thing, it's an abundance of vegetables. Meat comes secondary. We actually eat and cook on a daily basis what we have in our gardens. Got some mustard greens here, ham hocks, salt pork, smoked neck bones. Mustard greens go right in.
These peas look really fresh.
I got these from my hometown Mendon from the Tarver family. They have all kinds of peas, and these are cream peas. They're actually my favorite. Someone's asked me before, which one's your favorite? I'll probably say purple hull, but cream peas really are my favorite. I don't know, they just taste really good with the smoked meats and the cornbread. It's just awesome. So I've got my tomato, cucumber, onion salad. This is eaten with your greens and your peas and whatever else you want. Another thing that goes with cornbread is fried fish. I have some North Louisiana brim that my mom and I caught. All we're gonna do is take one, just like this, little cornmeal. And you see we're leaving the head, eyes, tail, and everything right in the hot oil. Isn't that beautiful? This has to be fried hard. Wet, soft, limpy fish, no go. We want a crispy tail, right?
Yeah, because you can eat it like a potato chip.
That's exactly right. The key is to get it all on the fork at the same time, for exception of the fish. So I want a little piece of cornbread. I want some peas, and I want a little piece of onion. And it all goes in at the same time. Oh my God.
Your fork look kind of
weak.
Weak.
That's right.
That's good.
Or you can always do like my grandmother did. Take you some cornbread and some greens and eat it with your fingers. We won't do that right now, but that's a good way to eat it, so. Isn't that good?
It's good, a nice combination.
I don't look at someone else's plate or their sweet cornbread and say that that's the wrong way. This is how we like it. This is our authentic way. I'm really not trying to start a division or any feuds or any cornbread wars, but
as long as it's good, that's all that matters to me.
I agree.
So, how do you like your cornbread? And what size are best? Comment below. And please subscribe to Nourish. How about sugar?
Howard, we don't put sugar in greens. Although I know people that put sugar on top of their greens after they're in their plate, but no sugar.
No sugar?
No sugar. The bitter bite's fine. We're gonna get.
I'm not saying your greens should be like sweet like tea. This program is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.